on this episode of Cheaters.
We know that he's with your aunt at this moment.
From Cheaters surveillance cameras, you are about to view actual true stories filmed live, documenting the pain of a spouse or lover caused by infidelity. This program is both dedicated to the faithful and presented to the false-hearted to encourage their renewal of temperance and virtue.
We were supposed to be together forever.
I know there's something shady going on in there.
They're making out apartment. Let's go. She never told me she likes surprises. Let's go. She likes
Real reality television is brought to you by Cheaters Detective Agency's Private Eyes on Cheaters.
If home is where the heart is, then Nicole Tennent feels homeless. With suspicions regarding her boyfriend's mysterious behavior, she believes her relationship is slipping away. I'm Clark Gable, and this is Cheaters.
He don't hold me how he used to. We don't make love how we used to. It's always, he has something to do. He's always busy. And when I try to talk to him about it, it's always, I'm not trying to hear it. I gotta go. And it hurts me inside to where when I try, he makes it worse. He pushes me away. And my baby's always saying, where's my daddy? Where's my daddy? He at one point, he was always at home. He's a good father. He's a good provider. But now something is taking over that. Something has got his mind focused on doing other things. He just don't do his daddy duties. He's a good dad. But lately, the past month or so, I can't get him to do nothing. I mean, I can't even get him to pick the baby up from the sitters from time to time. And it's tearing me up on the inside. Mentally, physically, emotionally. And I mean, it's to the point where I can't sleep. I can't eat because I don't know what's going on with him. I just want to know. I'm just here to get some type of closure to see what's going on.
Q, age 33, a technician accused of servicing another woman. Investigation Day 2. After a review of the case, investigators set up a perimeter around the suspect's place of employment. Near closing time, investigators catch sight of the suspect, identified only as Q, as he leaves work for the evening. Q gets into his car and arrives at a fast food restaurant. As the suspect gets out of his car, detectives' attentions are drawn to an unknown female casually approaching Q's car. The two are obviously familiar with one another. The woman extends her arms for a hug hello. The two then enter the eating establishment and enjoy dinner together. About 15 minutes later, they exit and get into Q's car. Mobile units follow the couple to a nearby park, where Q and his older lady friend shuffle up a slight slope and come to rest at a picnic table. As the cars whiz by in the background, agents spot what appears to be a funny cigarette being passed between the pair. Upon finishing their smoke, the duo, now lit up by the nicotine rush, return to Q's auto. Q and his sugar return to the restaurant from earlier, where they say their goodbyes and part ways for the rest of the evening. Investigation Day 3. Cheaters sleuths surround the residence that Q and Nicole share. Late into their shift, agents spot Q's companion from earlier surveillance, now identified as Annie, hobbling up the path to Q's front door. A further background check on Annie reveals that she is none other than Nicole's aunt. Q and Annie leave the apartment and stroll through the complex. Annie apparently needs help getting around as she holds on to Q's hand for support. After their exercise, they return to Nicole's apartment and retire to the patio. Q pulls out another cigarette and appears to have a hard time getting it lit. With a little persistence, however, Q is successful in his desire for a smoke. While the couple play puff, puff, pass, it's Nicole who's being filled full of hot air, as evidenced in this recorded phone call.
Hey, what you doing? Oh, you look good. Are you still in there? I thought you was off by now. The other night, you went out with the guys, came home a little late. Tonight you working late. What's up? So when am I expecting to see you? Okay, in a couple of hours. I love you. Hey, bye.
After finishing their nasty habit, the two return inside. Quite a while later, Annie exits the apartment and returns home only 30 minutes before Nicole is expected home from work. Investigation Day 5. Mobile units remain on the trail of the suspect once he leaves work for the evening. Instead of taking the road leading to his home, however, he's tracked to an unknown apartment complex. As Q parks his car, Annie is spotted coming out of her unit and entering the passenger seat of Q's ride. The two are followed to a nearby pawn shop. They enter and browse the television aisle. It appears that the two have a disagreement and leave the store. They argue outside for a while before departing the scene. Detectives follow the duo and are surprised when Q abruptly stops his car on a side street and jumps out. The argument must have continued as they drive away. Standing in the rain, the pair finally come to an agreement and hug one another. They return to the pawn shop and shortly exit with a television. Q places it in the back seat of his car and then drives Annie back to her apartment complex. Q brings the television inside for his auntie and remains behind closed doors for quite some time. Eventually, Q and Annie appear and bid farewell to one another. With still more questions about the nature of the relationship, agents think it wise to wrap up the case and bring in Nicole for her personal assessment. Coming up, the confrontation.